Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I would like to talk about social intelligence. Social intelligence is a subcomponent, so to speak, of the more general concept emotional intelligence. Dr. Daniel Goleman, in his popular best-selling book Emotional Intelligence, and in the following volumes called Emotional Intelligence at Work and Social Intelligence, he constantly refers to Gardner's concepts of multiple intelligences. One of Gardner's main one of these multiple intelligences is social intelligence, and there are again some subcomponents of this skill. If we pay attention to these components, we can identify kinds of people who are successful socially speaking. The leader or leader-like personality, who is very capable and successful in organizing groups and managing them. The mediator, and he who can easily read other people's mind, not in the magical or wizard sense of the word, but in the sense that he can easily interpret the intentions, feelings, motivations of people in a group. And we can also identify the type of social intelligent person in the form of leader, organizer, a motivator. In the form of a motivator. Social intelligence is a very interesting. I'm not saying that social intelligence answers all the questions, but it certainly helps in when it comes to designing a planning, or to planning. Teaching a language is something aimed at gaining communicative competence, and social intelligence covers many of the aspects that we refer to when we talk about communicative competence. Essentially, in short, we can summarize these aspects in linguistic and non-linguistic on the one hand, and on the other in social and cultural aspects. Social and cultural aspects count every bit as much as linguistic competence when it comes to being able to cope, to behave properly according to context. Talking about language is a tool, and we use this tool because it is not we, the people, who consciously use this tool. It is our thought that uses it, so we are bound to use it anyway. So it is kind of our fate or destiny to use language. Language is, on the other hand, for me at least, something way beyond a tool. It is a gift, and language is the ultimate device, the ultimate mechanism for our thought and for our internal world. Because everyone talks about communication when they talk about language, but there is a very important function of language, which for some people, for some experts, is even more important than communication, which is self-regulation. When I talk about self-regulation, I talk about the capacity that we humans have of governing our behavior, ourselves, through instructions, values that take the form of words or linguistic structures somehow. Social intelligence makes also reference to the concept of society. Um, it sounds good when we say that society and education are not separate concepts, but they are closely related. So much so that we can, of course, say that. Of course, we can say that school center is not something related to society, but it's society itself. Well, I didn't agree that much on that subject, because as a piece, as a part of society, the classroom is really limited. But thanks to the property of language to transcend the immediacy of what it is right here and what it is right now, we can go way beyond. We can transcend this immediate reality, and we can talk about what is there and later, or in the past, or in the future. Mm. And more importantly, we can talk about which is not real. And when I talk about things that are not real, I'm talking about monsters or hobbits or elves or dragons. I'm talking about or avatars. I'm talking about what didn't happen, or what haven't happened yet, or what might have happened, or what could have happened, which is very interesting because it conveys a very sophisticated and complex level of development when it comes to human intelligence or reasoning or something. And it is also very interesting, but because it has many educational implications. Because when we are teaching this particular grammar point of perfect modals to our students, we are not just talking about linguistic structures. We are giving them alternatives as for thinking and reasoning is concerned. Furthermore, they can learn through these structures to be empathic and to put in other people's shoes and to view the world from others' perspective. There are many occasions, and it happens to us all the time, to other people, when we react on impulse based on non-proved hypotheses of what have happened in a situation. But the more we are able to reason, the more alternatives we can generate in order to explain a phenomenon or a situation or someone's behavior. The more flexible we are, therefore the happier we are, the more balanced we are, because we are sometimes very quick when it comes to jump into conclusions. We rush rapidly into erroneous conclusions most of the time because we didn't contemplate all the possibilities and all the alternatives that might have happened, or that could have happened, or that may have happened in a situation. Since a human being is in every single way a social being, there's going always we should always take into account what this person might have done, or for example, he might have been very busy. That is why he's not answering the phone when I call him. Or she must have been tired. That's why she didn't laugh when I tell her many jokes. She must have been really tired because she might have been exhausted. Well, that's pretty much everything for now. Let's remember that Ponset will not agree with me on this one when I say that using a tool like language, which is a tool, not a physical tool, but using a tool is the fundamental thing that distinguish human, or at least apes like chimpanzees, or um, for apprehending reality, for adapting to reality, to make us fit and suit the context we live in, which is not, as I said before, a physical context. The lion or the tiger has to adapt to a physical context. To the polar bear has to suffer the inclemencies of the cold, freezing weather. A monkey has to adapt to the branches and to the trees, and to be able to jump from treetop to treetop, and so on. But we as humans, we thank God, we our superior. Oh no, sorry, our superiority. What did I say? Oh my God, lapsus lingui. Our survival is kind of guaranteed, at least in the developed world, in the first world, maybe not in other countries who unfortunately are in the process of development, and I don't know, physical catastrophes or chaos or political anarchy can contribute to unsafety, to violence and aggression, who put at risk some people's lives. But in general, in civilized countries, in developed countries, we can talk about survival guarantees. So we don't have, we do not any longer, we no longer have to adapt to a physical context, but to an interactive one. And we don't need claws or teeth or fur or thick. We just need language to interact socially with others, because it is our social survival that counts, and it is through language that we can present ourselves and negotiate meaning with others, and contribute to the social survival, so to speak. Not that I am going to make a thesis or a conference on Darwinism, or his theories on evolution, but there is somehow a resemblance, a parallelism between what Darwin called mechanism of adaptation or defense mechanism, and our own, in terms of adapting not to physical realities like the jungle or Antarctica, but to the interactive social realities such as work, school, religion, sports. It's always you're always interacting with someone, and when we interact, we use language, both verbal and non-verbal. And that's all for now. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.